G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website kangaroocourtofaustralia.com. Now, there's been major movement overnight in relation to the Israeli-Palestine-Gaza war, so to speak. The International Criminal Court in The Hague seeking to issue arrest warrants for the Israeli Hamas leadership, Hamas being the leadership of Palestine, in the Gaza at least, and that includes the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. They're seeking an arrest warrant for him. And now that could create a huge problem for Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and his government, because they've been supporting the Israeli invasion of Gaza. So if Benjamin Netanyahu is charged with war crimes and found guilty of war crimes, well, why has the Australian government been supporting him? Now, I'll read you out some of the latest reporting on the issue. Then I'll read you out a little bit of the article I published in February on the matter. And then I'll show you a video of Anthony Albanese back in the early 2000s when he was in Parliament supporting the Palestinians. Now, the ABC reported on the 21st of May 2024, the Chief Prosecutor of the International Criminal Court in The Hague says he is seeking arrest warrants for Israeli and Hamas leaders, including Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, over alleged war crimes. International Criminal Court Prosecutor Karim Khan, KC, has made applications for warrants, claiming he has reasonable grounds to believe Mr. Netanyahu and Israeli Defence Minister Yoav Gallant bear responsibility for war crimes and crimes against humanity during the Israeli-Gaza war. Arrest warrants have also been sought for Hamas leaders Yahya Sinwar, Ismail Henya, and Mohammed Diab Ibrahim El-Masri for alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity. In the Sydney Morning Herald, they're also reporting Amara Clooney revealed that she had reviewed the International Criminal Court prosecutor's investigation that led to the request for arrest warrants for 3 Hamas leaders and 2 Israeli leaders, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defence Minister Yoav Gallant. Clooney, a prominent British lawyer specialised in international law and human rights, says she appeared before the International Criminal Court and the International Court for Justice, where she has represented victims of mass atrocities. Now, Amara Clooney is married to the actor George Clooney, so she's fairly high profile. So the evidence for the arrest warrants they're seeking against the Israeli and Hamas leaders has gone before a panel who reviewed the evidence and said, yes, there is a prima facie case to justify arrest warrants. Now, in February 2024, I published an article titled, "How Long Will Prime Minister Anthony Albanese Continue to Turn a Blind Eye to Israel's Genocide of the Palestinians?" And I'll read you out the first couple of paragraphs. Israel's genocide of the Palestinians led to South Africa instituting legal proceedings against Israel on the 29th of December 2023 at the International Court of Justice. But Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has so far refused to acknowledge that genocide is taking place. The United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees reports in just over 4 months in Gaza, there have been more children, more journalists, more medical personnel, and more United Nations staff killed than anywhere in the world during a conflict. And the last remaining hospitals are collapsing, and doctors amputate children's limbs without anaesthetic, which puts pain at a new level for children, their parents, and medical personnel. Now, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese can't say he doesn't know or understand the Palestinian-Israeli issue, because he's commented on it a lot of times over the last 20, 30 years he's been in Parliament. And I'll show you a video of some of his comments.
Israelis continue to demonise all Palestinians as terrorists. Palestinians experience Israelis as occupiers and employers of cheap labour, interrogators and jailers. Meanwhile, the government of Israel continues to allow fundamentalists to build illegal settlements on Palestinian land. That it is now more than 35 years since UN Security Council Resolution 242 was carried. Since that time, the systematic repression of the occupied by the occupiers has been at the core. The Palestinians must be given their homeland. The occupation of Gaza, the West Bank and East Jerusalem by the Israelis has created generations of oppressed people. The creation of the State of Israel in 1948 and subsequent events have produced up to 3.8 million Palestinian refugees today.
Bottom line is the Israeli leadership, which Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has been supporting, is looking down the barrel of going down for war crimes, being charged with war crimes and potentially being found guilty of war crimes. Now, Anthony Albanese needs to make a decision. Does he want to become known like John Howard? The former Australian Prime Minister John Howard is known as a war criminal for supporting the Iraqi war in 2003 based on Iraq having weapons of mass destruction, which was a total lie. And you'll see on social media all the time people accusing John Howard of being a war criminal. Well, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese can go down in history like that as well. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and the Australian government support Israel with weapons parts, satellite services out of Pine Gap, from what I understand, and also diplomatically we've been supporting them. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is a player in the game. He can cancel the supply of weapons parts. He can stop giving Israel satellite services and diplomatic support. Arrest warrants have been issued for the Israeli leadership, including the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. So there's a prima facie case. So the Australian government can't play stupid anymore. They can't say they don't realise there's war crimes being committed, and they can't say they don't realise that genocide's being committed, which it obviously is. Anyhow, that's breaking news. International Criminal Court seeking arrest warrants for the Israeli and Hamas leadership. So Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and the Australian government got some hard decisions to make in the very near future. They're going to continue to support the war crimes being committed. Anyhow, Kangaroo Court of Australia's independent media. I publish a website and a YouTube channel, and I'm 100% crowdfunded from viewers like yourself. So please support my Patreon account or PayPal account, and please share this video on social media, and please hit the like and subscribe button. Other than that, thank you for your time and have a good day.